Hello everyone and welcome to Cinderful Gaming. I hope you're all doing well and I hope that you are all fighting that war against the Grey. In today's video we have another Warhammer Black Library story to review for you. Today's video is sponsored by Gap Games, a fantastic miniature wargaming store in Queensland, Australia. They stock a wide variety of miniature wargames from all things Games Workshop to some of my personal favourites, Conquest of the Last Argument of Kings, and all things Modifius wargames as well. Use our affiliate code in the link below to help support both this fantastic store and the channel as well. In today's video, we are going to take a look at the Warhammer 40,000 story Lazarus Enmity's Edge by Gary Kloster. This story focuses on the campaign Lazarus has to fight prior to his summoning back to the Rock to meet the newly returned Lord of the First Legion, the Dark Angels, the Lion L. Johnson. Gary has previously done some work for Black Library, bringing to life the world of Necromunda with a mix of short stories and novellas like Spark of Revolution and others featuring in Inferno Volume 5 and Uprising and Necromunda Anthology. As always, I do like to listen to these stories in an audio format, normally through Audible or the Black Library app, or as a download from the Black Library website itself. Today's story was brought to life by the voice acting of John Banks, a Black Library narrator regular who has also brought to life stories like Avenging Sun, Ashes of Prospero, and Battle for the Fang. On to today's focus now though, Lazarus Enmity's Edge. As the name suggests, this story obviously focuses on the captain of the Dark Angels' 5th Company, Lazarus, and obviously byproductly the 5th Company themselves, though most notably his inner circle and command squad. Our story begins introducing us to Lazarus and those within his inner circle who are fighting a war against an army of orcs led by a mighty warlord. All is going well in the battle when the Dark Angel's spacefaring support is mysteriously called away and Lazarus has to change his plans for the battle on the fly, causing him to suffer losses that with said spacebound support he is certain he would not have suffered. After the battle, Lazarus heads back to the Rock to meet with the Master of the Dark Angels, Azrael. And it is here that he questions the secrets of the Dark Angels and their obsession with them, which as he sees it put the men under his command at risk and caused unnecessary casualties and losses to the Dark Angels. As one might expect, this conversation does not go down well with the Master of the First Legion, and it is here our story begins in earnest, as Lazarus is sent to aid a planet the Dark Angels had previously saved from a demonic incursion that has hailed his chapter via ancient warning beacons. But when Lazarus arrives on the planet, what he finds is just a simple, small-scale rebellion, or so it seems. Throughout the story, events will unfold and take Lazarus down a path where he himself is forced into decisions that question his views on many things it means to be a Dark Angel and many things to do with the secrets of the chapter. The story, for me though, it can be a little bit slow in parts. Maybe this is due to what I normally expect when I pick up a story about Space Marines. This book does feel different. The slow pace isn't necessarily a bad thing, but it is jarring when compared to some other Space Marine tales. What we get in this book is a lot more intrigue, information gathering and mystery than might be regularly found inside Space Marine battle novels. The story mixes up what is a standard formula and does really feel quite unique in that sense. Lazarus himself is a strong character with some interesting motivations, thoughts and ideals that certainly make him one of the more truly likeable Space Marines. And many of the other Marines around Lazarus, while briefly fleshed out, they do feel like bit part players, and I'd struggle to probably even call them secondary characters. The main sort of secondary character we have is an interesting one, and is called a Weirbook, which is essentially a human servo skull, with the information of the planet's past implanted into their memory, essentially making them a walking library. Quite an interesting character really, and we do get to spend a lot of time seeing through the eyes of this particular character, especially when it comes to viewing just how imposing the Space Marines are to humanity. For me, this was a solid story with a character I'm certainly interested in seeing more of as Lazarus. I do feel certainly this felt like it was setting up to maybe have something more with him going on. The true enemies in the story were interesting, and I enjoyed the change of pace from your regular Space Marine focused stories, even if it maybe did feel a little slow in parts. 3 out of 5 stars for me. I honestly was probably leaning towards 2 stars, but the ending certainly gives a big lift and helps raise the story up and make some of the dragging times through it worth it. If you have listened to this story and would like to check out maybe some other Dark Angels focused stories, my personal recommendations would be The Lion, Son of the Forest, which I think was fantastic, The Purging of Cadillus, or War of Secrets. And so that is our review of the story for you. We hope you enjoyed it. Once again, don't forget to drop a comment down below. Let us know what you enjoyed about it. Give us a like, subscribe, and turn on your bell notifications for all the good things from the channel. Stay safe everyone, stay well, and most of all, keep fighting that war against the Grey. Ciao for now.